Okay. Lead sharing. This is another really cool feature. This allows you, for those of you familiar with Veritech in the past, we had a function called the hose. Well, this is basically the hose. We've gotten rid of that terminology because it's not obvious or intuitive. But when we talk about lead sharing, okay, you can actually come in here and set this up so that, you know what, from now on, when I get a lead through this site, I want them all to go to this member here. Okay? And, or I can say, well, maybe not all of them. I'm just going to have them go there if the country is United Kingdom. Okay? And when that happens, I still want to be notified about the lead. I want to be notified that the lead was transferred to Michael Darling here. But in this case, I'll just say, you know, I just want to be notified in the system. I don't need the email. I create that rule. Okay? So I want to add another rule. I can add as many of these kind of rules as I want. So, for example, now, let's say, well, let's do one more this way. With this, I want to transfer the lead to Tom. But I'm only going to do that if the phone number is not blank, because Tom's in my organization, let's say, and you know, I know that he's willing to pick up the phone and call these people on the phone. So anyone that I get where the phone's not blank, I want it to go to Tom because he's going to call for me. Okay? Something like that. Create the rule, and there you go. And you can literally keep doing this as many different ways as you want. Let's see, what else do we have in here? We'll put Annette. I'll have the leads go to her if the country is from the Bahamas, let's say. Okay, so you can create these rules, and there's no limit to the number of rules. You can create as many rules as you want, and then you order them based on priority. So right now, what's going to happen when the lead comes in is it goes through these series of rules, and it tests the lead based on the rules. So first thing it's going to do is it's going to check and see if the country's the United Kingdom. If it is, it's going to send it to Michael Darling. If not, it's going to go down to the next thing. It's going to look and see if the phone is blank or not blank. If it is not blank, it will go to Tom. Then it will go down and so forth. Okay, if you want to adjust these, you literally just click these little buttons like this. See that? And you can adjust the priority of those rules. Now, that's when you're just sending it to a single person. You also have the option to rotate the leads. So if you're working in a group, maybe you set up a lead capture page. Maybe you've got an entire blog cloud set of assets that are working to drive traffic into that target site and that lead capture page. And as the leads come off, you want to distribute it out to your team. Or maybe you set up an actual co-op, an advertising co-op, where everybody's kind of sharing to pay to advertise someplace. And you have all that traffic funneled to one place. This is the tool where you manage the distribution of those leads. So it works kind of the same way. You can do it in a circular fashion. So let's say I'll just add a few people here. Okay. And same idea, if I want to move these around, no problem. If I can move Adam up to the top there. See how that works? So it's really easy to adjust, you know, the order of how all this works. And I can say that I want it to, you know, same rules apply. So I want to rotate through these 4 people and then over and over and over again. But let's say I want to do it only, you know, if the lead is from Taiwan, just for an example. Okay? So there you go. And it shows up here, 4 members. When I hover on that, you notice how it actually gives me information about the little star on there. Actually shows you who's next in the rotation. Shows you their name, shows you their username. Actually, if I click on that, it'll open this up, and I can actually, right here, manually change who's next in the rotation. Pretty awesome.
This is awesome.
Okay, this is really powerful stuff, and you're able to do this. I mean, we haven't even created the page yet. We're still in the process of creating the page, but when you come back into here, you can modify the page the same way. Okay, let's add another rule, just to give you a full display of this. This one, let's do it as a shared ratio. I'll explain what that means here in a second. I'm going to add a few people in just as an example. Okay, so let's say these are the 4 people that I want to have the leads rotated out to. But let's say that of these 4 people, I want to have Annette receive 3 leads for every 1 that the other people receive. Okay, so that's what I'd set. So Basically, if you imagine kind of leads coming off of a conveyor belt, in this case, the first 3 would go to Annette, then the next one to Eugene, the next one to Roland, the next one to Richard, and then the next 3 to Annette. And we just keep going through that cycle. And let's set this up. We'll say with this one, if the email is not blank. That's what we're going to make the criteria here. Okay? And you see how this works? And again, I can rotate these around however I want. Okay? And same thing here, if I hover, it shows you, like I showed you with the circular, shows you the same thing here. And at the end there, you'll see it shows you the ratio for each member. If I click, same thing here. I can move this around. Okay, I can say that, you know what, I want Eugene to be next or Richard to be next. Okay? Okay, so if you look at this, this is kind of a testing that we have set up here. Country is UK, phone is not blank. Country is Bahamas, country is Taiwan, email is not blank. Okay, if it doesn't meet any of those criteria, then I'm just going to get the lead. By default, that's what will happen.